Hi, I'm Steve. This is Fran.
How you doing?
We're going to rate professional ranges. Let's get started. No specific order.
Great category. Let's start with BlueStar. What are your thoughts?
Here's a company, American-owned, Pennsylvania-based. It's they said for years 25,000 BTUs is the most you're going to get in an open burner. Then they came out with this dual fuel range that's sealed. It's got that eight prong kind of X8 prong burner. I like it. I like the range. I like their convection feature in gas because it's that pure convection. I love the fact that, you know, with most of the things we're gonna be rating, you got a choice of stainless and stainless. This one's got 1,000 colors, 10 different trims, and then in case that wasn't enough, you could actually customize, send them a chip, and they'll make it for you.
Yeah, pretty crazy. And the dual fuel, newer range for them too, where they had kind of that traditional restaurant style open burner. Really love the dual fuel range. The X8 burner is really nice, in and out burner style there, as well. Kind of just the controls that they built into that range too, where it kind of, again, restaurant style company now really has that 7-inch full tilt color control touchscreen. It really seems to be doing really well so far. So I like it.
I like it too. It's funny. They have no smart functionality. Before they had even a screen, they'd say no true chef would ever want controls, and they come out with a pretty elaborate 7-inch controls. But
what do you think? What are you going to rate them?
American made. I'd say an A.
Yeah, I'd definitely go with a strong A there for sure. Next on the list, let's go with Viking.
I don't know if you know this, but in 1990, when they first came out, they owned 56% of the professional range markets, and we haven't sold them in quite some time. We were the first dealer, and we haven't sold them in quite some time. But you know, with Viking, you've got that whole service thing that you got to worry about, and that's mostly in the refrigeration. They've got the right leadership. I think they were mired for years where they came out with it and they didn't really improve it. Now they've got the 23,000 BTU burner. They've got decent
some colors.
They got 17 Benjamin Moore colors. I like the range. Don't love it. I think there's better ranges in dual fuel and all gas, but I'd say it's a solid B.
Yeah, I'll go with the B. You know, for me, definitely comes down to service too with a lot of these, and that's kind of I think the biggest thing that you have to, you know, it's great up front, but back end support and service, and how, you know, not so much just the availability of service, but how often do you want to have service?
Yeah, we're gonna be saying that a lot probably during this whole thing. How about this is a really interesting one. How about a Miele?
So Miele is interesting too, because in their pro, you know, really kind of a lot of different styles. So really in that pro range look, you get a lot of that professional kind of in your face look, where Miele is a little bit different, kind of not necessarily contemporary, but a little kind of scaled back professional. The really, you know, unbelievable controls, I think, is really the biggest thing with the Miele Pro range. Their master chef and their dual fuel that really gives you the guided cooking. They do a really phenomenal job with those controls. Cool features that some of the others don't give you, like a wireless temperature probe, steam assist, where if you have it plumbed in, not a full steam oven, but gives you that little bit of a steam assist. So if you're doing breads or a casserole and want to get a little nice crust on the top of that, really gives you the ability to do that. So pretty nice professional range there.
I like the they make it easy on the M touch, where if you want to make bread, they got 17 different kinds of bread where you press a button. What I don't like about this range is it's half pro, half not. So in the back, it's 12,000 BTUs. In the front, it's 19,005. When it came out, it was good. The controls are excellent. It's very cleanable. You can put the racks are self-cleaning. You can put them in self-cleaning. The top of the burners you can put in your dishwasher. Strong B, low A, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd probably go low A. One unique too that they have in their 48, they give you where most have that companion oven in their 48 dual fuel. You can do the speed oven with a warming drawer.
Underneath.
So
sure.
Let's go low A. We'll go low A there. What do you think? B or A?
Well, in the comments, people say I'm not nice to you, so we'll go A.
All right, let's go A. I'll take the win on that one. All right, so next we're gonna go with JennAir as a brand.
You know, they came out. I always used like the old range with the clock and everything. Now everything is kind of Wi-Fi based. You know, they came out with two new bold styles, Rise and Noir. Bold, but they're both stainless steel. I don't think that's too bold. it does a lot of different things. I would say it's an okay range.
Yeah.
20,000 BTUs, and then combinations of 18 and 6. It's got a good. It's good that way. The griddle is. It's got the
chromium infused.
Thank you. They're chromium. Tough morning.
By the best feature there, yeah.
The chromium you can slide off. I don't know. What do you think?
I'd probably go B there. The looks that they have with their kind of rise and noir, it's almost like two real extremes there. The rise is really that pro beefy in your face to really an extreme degree, and the noir, definitely in this market, I'd say doesn't really play well. That really kind of contemporary style professional range that just hasn't seemed to really take off. So even from an aesthetics too, and I don't think there's really any really great features that are so different than some of the other brands besides that chromium infused griddle. I'd go with a B.
Okay, good B.
All right, next let's go with really kind of one of the, or if not the most popular, with the Wolf Pro range here.
Yeah, Wolf, we should say that for JennAir too. Wolf is American made, but family owned.
Yeah.
Actually, so is Miele. Miele is family owned as well, but they're German. Man, these guys innovate well, especially in the dual fuel side, where you've got the Wolf Gourmet with 50 recipes. They'll even tell you give time, temperature. It'll give you even the rack position you're supposed to put on with the blower style convection, which is really unique. Their convection system is the best. The three-stage burner where you simmer really well in all of them. The infrared grill. You got a decent output on the griddle as well. For dual fuel, I really like it. I think it's probably, for someone looking for just a good all-around range, it's probably the best we sell. And in all gas, I think it could be improved a little bit because they've improved the dual fuel so much. They haven't really. You still get the better griddle and the better infrared grill,
dual convection,
but you don't get that in the gas. I'd say it's definitely an S in dual fuel.
Yeah, no question. I would go an S in the dual fuel. Just even that kind of twin style, different convection where you get a little bit of a deeper oven too, so a little bit bigger than some of the others. The controls really are great controls. Like you said, on the burners themselves, really kind of their claim to fame there is you can simmer on every single burner. You don't have to have one or two simmer burners, and still gives you great control. So I go with an S.
In B, and they're all gas, I would think. Okay.
Yeah, definitely some improvements there.
Sure.
Next, Monogram.
Interesting. Brass accents, brass burners, which is supposed to be more durable. They've got the Hestan Q on their dual fuel, which means it'll lower the temperature for you when you go recipe style. 23,000 BTU output. Decent griddle, infrared grill. I like them both, and it's a decent price point, and they give you what? $4,500 if you buy their hearth oven, but at least $3,000 if you buy two other appliances.
Good promotion.
I think it's a decent range. It's a very good looking range,
for sure.
And it's got good. It's at a lower price than say a Wolf and some of the other ones. So from that standpoint, I really like it. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely someone that's trying to incorporate a lot of that Wi-Fi, and as a company for sure, trying to incorporate more of that Wi-Fi. Some cool little features like even those backlit knobs with the app. You can change to literally any color if you want. So cool. Switch it up a little bit every day if you want. Yeah, there we go. We like to switch it up occasionally. But I think it's a good solid range, good price point, good promotions. I'd probably go with an A here.
I'd go with an A too.
Okay. Fisher Paykel.
I like their from an output standpoint, 23,000 BTU in the front, 18,000 in the back. That's pretty powerful. You don't get the amount of selection you do with the others. Decent oven, decent griddle. Depends on the price. I'd say for me it's a B. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd kind of agree that, up and coming brand for sure. Yep. I think this pro style and kind of the deeper pro range is a little bit newer for them, which they're finally starting to get into that, where they traditionally have always had those classic or contemporary ranges where they're more counter depth, but they're really starting to get into this market. I think they're going to continue to improve, and I do think it's a good price point, good promotion for people looking to enter that category there too. Just in comparison to some of the others, I'd go probably with a high B.
Okay. I'd be.
SKS.
Wow, this is a different range. This range pretty much checks any box you could possibly want. Steam oven, steam assist, 23,000 BTU burner. You have the induction. You have sous vide. And 36-inch, you can buy sous vide induction, the 23,000 BTU burner, and for all you Massachusetts residents, not break make up air statutes and just have a 400 CFM hood. I think that anything that LG puts their hands on, and lately, maybe it's because they got out of electronics or something, it's really been their focus, is something that certainly, if you don't buy now, is certainly something to look at. I mean, they've got pretty much any feature you could possibly want in there. You know, their ultra low is 100 BTU, but it doesn't flick on and on like Thermador's that stays on completely. So it's a really good simmering range. And you've got the induction capability too.
3-year parts and labor warranty as well, right out of the box. So they definitely stand behind their product.
Yeah, but with who? But
True.
But geez, I really like the range. I think it's an A certainly, or strong B.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's definitely unique, probably the most unique out there for sure. I think it's good performance. It's pretty good reliability from us as well. I'd go with an A there.
The only thing is like, you almost want to talk to market research. They have sous vide, but they don't have a grill. It's kind of unusual.
Yeah, a little
Although
different there.
I prefer people going with a griddle, and then if you're going to do a grill, then properly, or just get a grill outside. That's, I think, where all that smoke should go. But whatever.
So next is Bertazzoni, the Italian style ranges where you are often opinionated here.
Well, I sold them, you know, for years, and I haven't for a while. So let's be fair. First of all, in terms of style, beautiful knobs, colors. They execute color and style as well, if not better than anybody, I think. But the problem is, if you're buying a pro range, you're only getting, depending on the size, 1 or 2 pro burners at 19, and then you get 1 at 10, and then it drops to like simmer burners at 4 and 3. The performance of the broiler is on a gas is 10,000 BTU straight, whereas everybody else is pretty much infrared at 15 to 23,000.
Yeah.
I just don't like the functionality. I don't like the repairability. That's why we don't sell it, although we have call for it. I just, be quite frank, I think, you know, if you're looking for price point and style, or if you're looking to flip a house, something good, absolutely something you should consider. Something that you're going to use for your house. What's the word I'm looking for here? Don't. I would say this is a C for me.
Yeah, and again,
if not worse.
Not really even a pro range per se. You know, low BTUs, not a lot of power there, not a lot of capacity in the oven itself. You know, service, all those things. I would definitely go with the C.
Yeah, but it's funny when you do a Google search on some blog sites, it shows up 1.
Yeah,
and it's like,
crazy.
You know, people buy it, and then what happens after that? It's just, you know, just be mindful what you're getting.
Thermador's next.
Great. The Star burner, they say, you know, spreads the burners. Like BlueStar, they spread the burners. I think burner hits pan, pan cooks food. But that said, what they did was they raised it, so you could actually clean under it instead of like scrubbing a CO burner. I like that. I like a lot of the different functions. You get a steam oven with a warming drawer. You get induction. Comes in 2 different styles. If you want a little deeper with a more capacity, you can get the Grand. Or if you want it more matching with your counters, you can get the Harmony, so it does that. And you know, with all gas and dual fuel, there's not much differentiation. So you get all gas with self-cleaning and a lot of different features you're not going to get with other brands. So I would say this is a, for me, but again, you know, when you talk about Thermador, the ovens, single convection, basic in that regard. So you're not going to get any outstanding oven functionality. You do get their Home Connect Wi-Fi app, which is decent. This is, for me, the strong B or low A.
Yeah, I'd probably go A just overall. I think from the burner performance is definitely much stronger than the oven performance for sure. Not even performance, but just features, single convection, like you said, but up to 22,000 BTUs in their Pro Grand. The low simmer, really kind of one of the lowest simmers you'll find with that on-off extra low. Unique options, like you said, with the steam oven, induction capabilities on the top with some models. Really kind of, I think, good promotion, good price point, good value as well with their 1, 2 free. So overall, I'd give them an A, but I do think, you know, definitely in that oven, they got to kind of improve that a little bit.
Yeah, improve the oven, and it's solid.
Yeah.
But I like Wolf better for product to product.
Yeah.
But
So next is kind of maybe a lesser known name, but an up and coming maybe we'll say, Thor. So we're starting to hear that a little bit more. What are your thoughts on Thor?
You know, there's a lot of products coming out of China, and not all of them are bad. We went to trade show this year, and it's like there's so many different brands I've never heard of, and they're all pretty much Chinese based. Again, you know, when you look at it, it's a decent looking range. It looks like a pro range, but you're only getting, you know, you're not getting much in terms of pro range output. And I worry about the fit and finish of this. We sold a brand called NXR originally, and it was like, yeah, it had pro burning capabilities, but it was just, you just got to be mindful. You know, a lot of people, you're going to buy a pro range at half or even less. So that's a positive. However, in terms of performance, I doubt it, kind of. So I'd say it's low B, C, low B for price, C probably for performance.
Yeah, C, and you know, definitely hasn't been out in the market long. So the performance part of it, how it holds up over time, you know, who's going to service it. So not really sure there. I would definitely go with a C.
Okay, all right.
Couple more. Hestan.
Love the company. California-based, very culinary focused. 30,000 BTU seal. Did you ever turn that thing on?
Yeah, that thing is pretty incredible.
A freight train.
It's like a bonfire.
It's like, and the burner was like,
oh, it's pretty intense.
It's not like this little thing that comes out. It was like this column of fire that came out.
It was intense, for sure. Don't go anywhere near that without a pot on it, for sure.
They have that pure vection that reverses to keep an even temperature. You know, the guy from French Laundry swears by it. The problem I have, and it's got colors, and it's decent. The problem I have with it is that control on the dual fuel, right on that.
On the handle.
It's a swap control on the handle. Kind of unusual.
Yeah, still small too. So
small,
not
and
easy.
then you move it out, and it's a lot deeper. And the handle style I thought it's very in your face.
Yes, angled. Yeah.
But American based, let's give them their due. I mean, they put this thing out within a few years. I think it's an upcoming brand, but I'd say it's a B. If you're looking for a hot burner, though, it's this, and then Wolf in a range top. Wolf's got 35,000, but it's just. But you know, when you go to those really outstanding hot burners, that's all you get. You don't get, like on a BlueStar, it's 25, but it's 15 behind it. You don't get that with a 30 or 35s. That's what you get. Yeah. So I'd say it's a strong B. What do you think?
I'll go with B. Finally, La Cornue.
Well, how could it not be an S? Only because basically you design it. Like if you want induction, if you want tapanaki, if you want French top, if you want induction, they can do it for you. And it's got that arched convection, so there's no fans, so it keeps a natural heat, so your food comes out better. The colors are just beautiful. I mean, they execute color. It's like a work of art.
Yeah, truly.
And that said, though, it's 40 to 40,000 minimum.
Minimum, yeah.
So when you throw, you know, from a feature standpoint, how can it not be an S? It gives you everything you could possibly want. But from a price standpoint, it's a C. So I'd say it's you know, for someone that's really looking for, you know, a work of art, an heirloom, something that you're going to pass on. There's nothing better, but the price. I mean, you could buy several kitchens for the price of that range. I'd say it's a strong. For features, it's an S. For price, it's a C. So we'll call it an A. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely an A. I mean, from a unique perspective, I mean, nothing beats it. It's, you know, truly one of the, if not the most beautiful professional range that's out there. You're customizing it. You're making every single one is completely custom. Like, truly an unbelievable range. But yeah, it's not your everyday range. It's an very expensive price point. So, you know, that's not the everyday customer that's coming in looking for that for sure. So I would go with an A. I mean, but truly an unbelievable range. Unbelievable.
All right, that's it for Pro Ranges. If you like, hit subscribe. We're going to be doing more of these. Let's do if you like perhaps something a little less expensive but still good looking. Check out our video on affordable luxury brands, and thanks for watching.
Thanks.